Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. A couple of readers who had been watching some of my more recent videos where I've actually used a script, which I had not always done. And they said they thought that the script was so concise that it actually made it hard to digest and perhaps hard for you to connect with me. So and they suggested I try to quote off script. So I'm deciding to go all the way off script. I want to talk a little bit about how a sad person, which I am by nature, taking after my dad completely, manages to not get depressed, but just mildly sad, and occasionally get happy. And so I'm doing this completely ad lib. First of all, honestly, staying busy is very important, doing what I do well. I like doing these videos, I like writing articles, I like seeing my clients. I work probably 70 or 80 hours a week. And, being busy is the best antidepressant for me. I also like being generous. And I know this sounds sanctimonious, but for example, every year I grow world-class plants from seed, tomatoes, marigolds, zinnias, just mainstream, really popular, with the very best varieties of tomatoes. For example, orange Peruche, which is the best tasting cherry tomato or maybe any tomato you'll ever eat, at least in my gardens, according to many taste tests. And I grow, maybe 100 plants, little seedlings, and I give them away to my clients, to neighbors. I'll even go to their house. There's a little online discussion group where you can post something, and usually people are posting, requests for a recommended plumber or something. But every year, as the seedlings are ready to be transplanted, I put a little note and say, hey, anybody want seedlings? And I'll even come over and plant them for you. And so you can see me very often going up and down the block planting them for some folks. And that makes me not depressed. Music is a good antidepressant for me. Whether playing, I do play the piano. You can Google my name, Marty Nemko, and piano, you'll see a lot. And of course, listening to certain things. Sometimes I've got put together a mixtape, actually a CD of. I really like big band jazz, like Big Fat Band, big PHAT band, and I put that on like when I'm in the shower or I'm just not working. I can't think while I listen to music, and that's kind of an antidepressant. My doggy, when he listens to me, and it gets depressing, frankly, I give him so much love, and he doesn't, I will call him, and he's barking up a storm at some dog outside or whatever, and I'll call him and say, come on there, Einstein, and he won't come. So that makes me depressed. I mean, even despite all 13 years of love, he won't even listen to me. But he's a source of love, and we do take a hike every day, and the hike is a good antidepressant. Exercise is, for most people, a good antidepressant. So we take a vigorous hike, which also reminds me I'm not too old yet. As well as getting his exercise, and I also do some thinking about whatever my big work project is I've got ahead of me, next client, next article, next radio show, whatever. Those of you may not know, I'm finishing my 30th year, hopefully to continue quite a while, on an NPR station in San Francisco. It's a show about career. It's called Work with Marty Nemko, every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m., and that is the only time I can reliably count on not being sad. I just become a different person when I go on the air. It's just who I am. I've been a show off from whenever I was a kid, and that's kind of what it's about. I get to use my abilities, whether it's in the case of the radio show, thinking on my feet, answering people questions, or interviewing some pretty heavy hitters regarding issues of work. I've interviewed everybody from famed GE CEO Jack Welch to Craig Venter, the head of the creator of the Human Genome Project, the first decoder of the Human Genome Project. And then I take calls. I do what we call workovers. People call in with their work problem, and I'm pretty good at being able to help people on the fly. That makes me not sad. What else? I never look at myself in the mirror because I hate my aging. I hate my baldness. I hate my growing belly, despite being quite careful about what I eat. And I hate that I'm getting old. I'll be 69 in June. So I tried, and this is very potent actually, I really work hard to not think about stuff I can't change. So I know I'm not going to go on some diet, and then I know I'll yo-yo. So I'm just accepting that I'm moderately overweight, probably 20 pounds overweight. I wish I weren't, but it doesn't feel like it's meant to be. So I just don't think about it. I don't diet. I eat pretty much what I want with some control, so I just don't overeat. And I don't think about death, although I used to be a terrible hypochondriac, terrible fear of death and dying. I just, suppressing it helps me. I don't think about it. I just don't think about negative thoughts. When I have to, like my mom died 5 years ago, and still having to do a little paperwork, and that makes me sad. And I just, as quickly as possible, I just get it done, and then there was a number of windows that had to be open on my computer, and I just close those as quickly as I can, because while my mother and I could not be more different, I loved her as I loved my father. I used to have a wonderful relationship with my sister, but that went away for, anyway. What else? Anything else that I do to keep from being too sad? I like being with my wife, and we do things that make us, very simple, odd pleasures. I love sitting in the house with her. We love the house. We love how we've decorated it. It's shallow. We love playing gin rummy. We love sitting in the TV room with Einstein, our doggy, usually down there, and he's got his little memory foam pillow, sitting in that comfy sofa with my arm touching my wife's thigh and watching a movie. That feels pretty good. I like driving. I've always found driving calm. I'm an anxious person by nature, and I've always found driving calming. And so I do as many of the things that make me feel good as possible. But mainly it's work. I'm never depressed when I'm with a client, as I said on the radio, when I'm writing an article, when I'm doing these videos. I'm not depressed now. I'm not sad now. So I just spend as much time doing this as possible. A number of years ago, I tried therapy, a couple of different therapists. Didn't work for me. I don't know. It just made me focus on stuff that didn't have solutions, and made more top of mind. So it's ironic that I'm a career counselor, but I'm I don't really believe in therapy particularly. Some people have been helped enormously, but a lot of people, it just makes them think more about the bad stuff without really helping them move forward. They may get insight into themselves, but their life's no better. Anyway, that's probably more than you want to hear. But those are some top-of-mind thoughts about how this guy who's just sad genetically by nature is just who I am, keep from being depressed, but just staying, okay, and sometimes happy. And there you go. As always, I welcome your either giving a thumbs up or, if necessary, a thumbs down below there, or a comment. Comments are welcome. Respectful, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, as long as they're respectful is great. And, of course, there's also an option there for you to share on social media if you're so inclined. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko, and there it is, pure ad lib. All right, be well.